Hello and welcome to 1 Hour SaaS. My name is Mubashir Iqbal. Everybody calls me Mubs. I am building a SaaS business in just 1 hour a day. This is update for hour number 46 of building Podcast Ping, uptime monitoring built for podcasters. Today, or in hour number 46, I kind of concentrated on just content. So it was content for a little side project. I've been working on just adding a bunch of content. You can see there's a bunch of links in here. I found that there was a lot of podcast hosting reviews, but they weren't like individual reviews for individual podcasts. It was kind of here's your best 10 options for podcast hosting. So I kind of added a kind of a link section here with a bunch of those links, and also flushed out just adding some more reviews, individual reviews for the actual hosts themselves. You can kind of see we've got hosts for reviews for Simplecast, Transistor, Captivate, Castos, Buzzsprout. I'm just kind of continuing to add those in as well. And then on the podcast ping side, I spoke to a couple more people just to get their feedback on the idea. I mean, all positive so far, but also no customers yet. But I think it's going to take getting it into the hands of kind of podcast studios and things like that. So I'm kind of figuring out a strategy for that. And I kind of worked on a draft of a post that I want to do in the blog here as well, which I haven't written yet. The only other thing that I wanted to think about, and I thought about, and I'm still thinking about, is like, what is the launch date? And I'd say launch date, it's kind of just putting it out there in terms of, when do we want to launch both podcast hosting review and podcast ping as well. Today, I was thinking about trying to do it for today, but there's still some bits and pieces of the content that I want to work on a little bit over the weekend. Obviously, I don't want to launch it tomorrow because it's Halloween tomorrow, and so it's kind of a holiday. And then I think we get a little bit close to the election to launch stuff, and nobody's really going to be paying attention to podcast hosting probably. And so it's probably going to be towards late next week. We're probably going to get to Wednesday before we get past really the sort of election cycle here. So Thursday or Friday next week will probably be a good target launch date for probably podcast hosting review first, and then we can follow up probably a week or two later with podcast ping as well. So that's currently the plan, and we'll see how things pan out. So yeah, I guess in the meantime, I'm just going to carry on just getting some content together. I might do some posts on indie hackers just to get more feedback as well, and then and a few other there's a few subreddits on Reddit that I might post to as well, just to get some more feedback as well. So it's just going to be collecting feedback, adding content, tweaking some features here and there between now and when we launch. So that's it. We'll talk to you in the next hour.